My name is TJ Rogers, and I'm taking you on a journey across Canada to meet the people pushing skateboarding in my home country. Let's get it cracking. Steady pushing. After a week of skating every day in Montreal, we flew to Winnipeg to pick up our van for the rest of the trip and meet up with the homies at Sk8 Skates. From Winnipeg, we'll drive to Regina to meet with the good homies Joe Buffalo and Mitch Barrette. Joe is going to take us on an eye-opening journey across the prairies and all the way to the reserve where he grew up. I'm really looking forward to this. All right, we just arrived in Winnipeg, out in the prairies. Let's get it cracking. Let's keep it going before I get too sore. Bigger. You good, Erik? All right, I'm gonna do it for sure. Check out the Sk8 Skate shop. It's one of the oldest skate shops in Canada and it's been passed down from generation to generation. I haven't been here since 2008, so I'm gonna go say what up to the boys and let's get it going. What's up with that double set across the street? A little hotter than Montreal and Ottawa.
Okay, TJ.
Okay. Guys are killing it out in Winnipeg. Rail chompers, dude. I wish. I'm gonna sit this one out because, you know, I'll hit it to the streets out in Regina. I'll be going there next. Woo! Goddamn! Got some extra TP. Some we can throw later. We're gonna hit the 7-Eleven, get a little pit stop going. Maybe a chicken sandwich. A little early, but I might have to go for it. All right. Whew. Hello, how you doing? Good, how are you? Good. For the sandwich? Woo. Perfect. Thanks again. Breakfast of champions right here. Whew. All right, so we're just at the Regina airport picking up Joe Buffalo and Mitch Barrette. I think I see him. Excited to be with them for the next couple weeks. It's been a while. I haven't seen Mitch in forever. I'm so excited. Good to see you too, brother. How are you?
How you been?
Good, yourself?
Good.
Joe? What's up, brother? Great to see you. Yeah, man. How's the flight?
It was good, man. 2 hours.
Oh, it's mellow. Let's get you packed up in the van, man.
Nice. This is home for next 2 weeks.
My name's Joe Buffalo. My mom's full-blooded Cree and my dad's Dene. and I'm from Muskogee, Alberta, Samson Cree Nation.
Let's scratch that shit.
I'd like always see photos of Joe skating in those old skateboard magazines. It was just so rad to see a First Nation skateboarder in a magazine because that was like never really seen. My name's Michael Langan. I'm from Cody First Nation. Colonialism Skateboards is the skateboard brand that I started. I was a high school dropout and I ended up going to a college called Sk8 in Regina, Saskatchewan. There was a Native Studies teacher there who inspired me to learn more about my Indigenous history. From there, I started self-educating myself. Through that process, I wanted to educate people on that history. Social media was just coming in. I had to think up other ideas of how to educate people on colonialism in Canada. The only thing that I knew was skateboarding because I did it for so long. That's all I did since I was a kid. I just combined the history that I learned and put it on a skateboard.
I'm assuming ours is in the back. All back in. Here we are, Grasslands National Park. Let's go.
Where's the spots?
On our journey across the prairies, Joe was telling us about the thousands of buffaloes that used to roam freely, so we decided to take a little detour to Grasslands National Park, where they have a large herd of free-range buffaloes. Let's get a glimpse and check it out.
It's definitely be over on the other side of this hump.
Amazing.
So this is my house here.
This one.
This gray one. This is where everything started, was right here. A 4-foot mini ramp right here. Just right here. It was like a 6-footer that was 30 feet wide. So it was 6 feet and then dropped to 4. So you could drop in and hit the 6-footer, do a grind, and then pump down and blast off the 4 into the half pipe. And all my friends would come from Montana, which is a band over, Louis Bull and Ermineskin, and everybody was like, back then there was no beef. They're getting skateboarding, and if you can't afford it, then I borrow mine, you know, whatever. It was like a family, and everybody was congregating because of skateboarding. Shine some positive light in like something like a place like this, you know? Because the media doesn't do a good job of showing the beauty that, you know, how rich the culture is here and how strong the people are, you know? Proud. My mom pretty much raised me. I was heavily involved with my culture and my traditions and speaking my language and being involved. Back then, you could pretty much go to the neighbors and borrow a cup of sugar, whereas as I got older, it just got to be more and more rough.
You've been sober for a while now. Where do you find the strength to stay sober?
Well, 3.5 years. Before that, I had a lot of slip-ups, you know, because I had gone to rehab and I tried all these different ways, you know. It took having to, like, really just tap into my culture and the spiritual side of it all, and it's pretty much my resource, man.
I'm on Chief and Council with the Samson Cree Nation. Going into my 4th term, so I've been on council just over 10 years. I was passionate about helping the youth I'm sure you know through Joe's story, just the complexities that First Nations have had to deal with. We all know the problems. It's how do we find the solutions? I think that's kind of the reality for a lot of kids, is just finding that outlet. For me, that's one of the things I really appreciate about skateboarding. Seeing where people have gone through some pretty rough patches and are doing something and being an inspiration to others. So seeing him come through that has been a real positive thing for me anyway. If I've been clean now for going on 28 years, anybody who comes out of that, like, I'm 100% behind him.
You know, I just was afraid to turn these corners, you know? I just didn't care to deal with the issues that were really troubling me, which was like my unresolved childhood traumas.
You want to just tell me a little bit about what you've been doing with the communities out in Canada?
When I like sobered up and decided, yeah, this is what I wanted to do, and me, Rose, Archie, Dustin Henry, and Tristan Henry, we all sat around and came up with an idea. We were like pitching names, and I said, what about nations, you know, whatever? And it just stuck. I had a crew in Calgary and access to ramps, so we like all stuck them in the U-Haul, all these ramps, and like convoy to every reserve. We had gotten 100 completes that we put a call out for donations. And not only that, but Vans Canada gave us 100 pairs of shoes and just like blessed everybody with all the gear. And eventually we'd like to be able to just like get skate parks established everywhere we go, so we're able to just plant seeds and get concrete skate parks in every reserve. It's like a dream, you know, to be able to be in this position to give back. It's the next gen, man. These are the ones who are gonna carry on the torch, you know? On my mom's side, her side dates all the way back to Chief Palmaker, so that would make me a great descendant of him. Chief Palmaker, he figured out a way to catch buffalo without having to rush them off a cliff. So this corral, basically, was called a pound. They'd have their warriors posted up behind the fence so that when they'd herd in whatever they needed, they would chill those buffalo. They'd be hanging out. That's when the warriors out of nowhere would pop up and catch them without even them knowing.
How long have you been giving boards to Joe for?
A while, like a couple years. It must have been 2016 where I seen Joe riding one of my boards on social media. So then I started giving him skateboards after that. A few years down the road, in 2019, he got his first pro board.
I just want to be able to like not only inspire, but to be able to just share that no matter how hard your rock bottom is, you can always like rebuild yourself, you know? There's always room for growth. To be doing trips in my 40s like this is pretty rad. People like to say professional skateboarder and all this and whatever, and I just like to be like proud skateboarder, you know?
Totally.
Because if I can indigenize something like this, you know, I can show others that it's possible, you know? So, yeah, I'm just stoked to be here.
I wish I could be doing that when I'm 45. Straight up. On the next episode of Steady Pushing.